It's VOA's Fast Five for Thursday, February 4th. I'm Philip Alexio. We begin with Julian Assange, the founder of Wikileaks, who could be arrested Friday by British police if a United Nations panel rules against him, a charge Assange says he will accept, shown here on Wikileaks. Now, he's trying to avoid extradition to Sweden, where he's wanted for questioning on charges of rape. This case is being investigated by the UN Working Group on Arbitrary Detention over the claim Assange is making, and that is the rape case is a pretext that would allow Sweden to extradite him to the United States, which wants to prosecute him for publishing classified information on the Wikileaks website. Well, Robert Durst is an American real estate heir who just pled guilty to a federal gun charge in Louisiana, which means he's facing 7 years in prison, and that's because he had a prior felony conviction. So who is he? Well, Durst has become a national story because he's suspected of being involved in covering up several murders and the mysterious disappearance of his wife. HBO made a docudrama about this called The Jinx. Well, Charles Tad Fuhrer on Facebook paints the pretty picture Durst is looking into. Like taxes in Capone, gun charges finally bring Durst down. 85 months in a cage probably won't be too kind to this catbird. And no sympathy from Barbara Jones either. She writes, like O.J. Simpson, this celebrity murderer is going to prison for an offense unrelated to the murders he committed. Prison is prison. And because of his Louisiana conviction, Durst can be extradited to Los Angeles to be arraigned on murder charges. Well, coming up next, Trump and Cruz, Cruz and Trump. Republican presidential candidate Ted Cruz did not win Iowa. He stole it. That's why all the polls were so wrong and why he got far more votes than anticipated. Bad. Well, that's what challenger Donald Trump says. His tweet says it all. He's upset that he lost Iowa because Ted Cruz put out a release that Ben Carson was quitting the race and to vote for Cruz. Well, Cruz is not having any of this. Cruz said he got the news from CNN, but CNN reported Carson was going to Florida following Iowa and then skipping New Hampshire or South Carolina. The anchors did say that that was unusual, but not that he dropped out of the race. This is politics at its best. Cruz, though, says Donald is just having a Trumper tantrum, that he says Iowans actually looked at Trump's record. Now, the Republican presidential field is slowly dwindling as two more candidates drop out of the race. Rick Santorum says it's just not his year, and now he supports Marco Rubio. And also Rand Paul, he is out as well. And the official Twitter account for the Democratic Party expressing their sadness for Rick and Rand, baby, bye, bye, bye. The civilized and warming feeling you get from politics. Coming up next, running for mayor. Black Lives Matter activist DeRay McKesson, shown here, filing to run for mayor of Baltimore. In a Washington Post quote, McKesson says he's running to usher Baltimore into a new era where the government is accountable to its people and can be innovative in identifying and solving problems. Well, stand-up comedian Akilah Hughes believes it's a special moment in history. And McKesson's already picked up a vote by reporter Mary Emily O'Hara, who wants to move to Baltimore so she can vote for DeRay. Well, hooray for that. And that's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow.